Ikea was founded by Kamprad in 1943 when he was 17. It is now the world's largest home furnishings retailer. Photograph, Pascal Guillot, AFP, Getty Images. The founder of Sweden's Ikea furniture chain, Ingvar Kamprad, has died at the age of 91. The company said Kamprad, whom it described as one of the greatest entrepreneurs of the 20th century, had passed away at his home on Saturday. Kamprad founded Ikea in the 1940s at the age of 17, and built it into one of the world's best-known retailers. The name was composed from his own initials and those of the places in the Swedish countryside where he grew up. Known for its functional, flat-pack furniture, such as billy shelves and mom chests of drawers, that has to be assembled by customers, Ikea became the world's largest furniture chain, with 412 stores across 49 countries. Torbjörn Luft, chief executive and president of Ikea Group, the furniture giant's parent company, said, "We are deeply saddened by Ingvar's passing. We will remember his dedication and commitment to always side with the many people. To never give up, always try to become better and lead by example." The Swedish Prime Minister, Stefan Löfven, said Kamprad was a unique entrepreneur who made interior decorating accessible for the many, not just a few. Kamprad had not been involved in running Ikea since 1988, but had been acting as an advisor. In 2013 he stepped down from the board of Ikea, and his youngest son became chairman. Ingvar Kamprad, pictured in 2012. Photographed, Jean-Christophe Bott. EPA Neil Saunders, managing director of retail at analysis firm Global Data, said, "Few people can claim to have genuinely revolutionized retail. Ingvar Kamprad did. When he founded it, Ikea was markedly different to anything that had existed in retail. Much of this difference was down to Ingvar's Swedish heritage and instincts. It is no exaggeration to say that his innovative approach changed not just the furniture sector, but the way people decorated and led their lives at home." Kamprad was estimated to have accumulated a fortune of 610 billion Swedish kronor £54 billion by 2016, according to Swedish media reports, which would make him one of the world's richest people. But Per Hedgens, chief executive of the Ikea Foundation, said that Kamprad had long ago passed on his stake in Ikea stores and franchised to the Ingvar Foundation and Ikea Group. "His death has no impact on the foundation or the companies at all," he said. "It has no impact beyond the loss of him as a founder and an icon. It's a huge loss, but if you look at the company structure, nothing will change. His personal wealth is very limited." Kamprad was married twice. In 1973 he moved to Denmark before seeking to lower his tax bill by moving to Switzerland. He returned to live in Sweden in 2014. The billionaire had a reputation for penny pinching, which he claimed helped Ikea become one of the world's top brand names, and were second-hand clothes bought at flea markets. "It's in the nature of Småland to be thrifty," he said in a documentary released in 2016, referring to Sweden's southern agricultural region where he was born. "If we want to be cost-conscious, we should do it, not just talk about how cost-conscious we are." The Ikea founder had faced questions over his past involvement with Nazi groups, which he admitted in a 1999 book about his life and described as the biggest mistake of his life, and asked for forgiveness for his stupidity. He also admitted to Swedish media that he had attended meetings of Nazi organizations between 1945 and 1948. Kamprad grew up on a farm in southern Sweden. He turned into a budding entrepreneur aged 5, selling matches to his neighbors. As a teenager he graduated to selling seeds, pens and nylon stockings from his bicycle. He founded Ikea in 1943 and began selling affordable furniture 5 years later. The first mail-order catalog came out in 1951. In 1955, Ikea employee Gillis Lundgren had the idea to remove the legs from a table and tuck them under its top to create the firm's trademark flat-pack furniture, which was easier and cheaper to transport. Ikea's first store outside Sweden opened in Norway in 1963 and it began colonizing Europe. The first U.S. store opened in 1985. The initial success of Ikea's no-nonsense furniture was ascribed to the Swedes' obsession with functionalism. Lars Engman, Ikea's then design manager, said in 2003, Sweden created the Volvo, Italy the Ferrari. The bright colors of the products were designed as an antidote to Sweden's long, dark winters. Jesper Börjesson, a TV reporter who, like Kamprad, was born in Älmhult municipality and was the last to interview him, said Kamprad had continued to play a role in the company until last year, with executive training taking place at his house. He lived upstairs and that was his flat, and then downstairs was where he took some of the meetings, and I think it was where he grew up, so it was very symbolic. Börjesson said Kamprad had been pleased to return to Älmhult, where the first Ikea store was opened and where the firm's head offices are still based. He was so happy to have moved home again, and he got to meet his old friends, and he could sit there in the countryside at his home and contemplate. I think everybody is sad today, but he's talked about his death for a long time. He's prepared himself and the company for this day. Sign up to the Daily Business Today email or follow Guardian Business on Twitter @businessdesk.